So instead of sitting down in the garage today doing our typical kind of podcast set, we thought, sun is out, we need to wash the car behind us. We just come outside, shoot the breeze while we're working on the car.
We'll just wash the car and chat to you fellas. So, what do we got today, sir?
We have, I really like this product. This is Detail Co. BDE. So this is Bugs Dirt Exterior. This is like a pre-treat product. We use this on a really dirty car like this one, straight up.
Yeah, so you're going to spray it on the lower areas, you know, where a lot of the dirt and grime gets flicked up from the wheels around the mud flap area. That's where the heaviest contamination is of the vehicle, so pre-treat works really well. And then we're going to use Detail Co. the neutral soap soft wash. We're going to foam the vehicle down over the top of that. We're going to let it dwell, let it eat away, rinse the vehicle. We're going to re-foam with this, and then we've also got this in the wash bucket.
So we're doing spray, foam, rinse, foam, wash.
Yeah, and the whole idea of doing a bit of a pre-treat, we understand that the car's not going to get totally clean because there's no such thing as a touchless based product, but what we want to do is we want to break down some of the dirt, grime, bit of the traffic film, some of the large sands, rinse that off before we even touch the vehicle, because the cleaner the car is before we touch it, the less likely we have of inducing marring and scratching. And to work with a cleaner car with all the big stuff removed is a lot nicer than dealing with a real filthy looking vehicle. So both of these products here are from Detail Co. These were supplied by the House of Rags. You can use the coupon code Omni Garage. That will save you 10% off at checkout. We also get a little bit of a kickback, a little bit of commission if you want to use that code at thehouseofrags.com.
Now, the pre-treat we're using today is a neutral soap. We have been playing with a lot of pre-treat specific soaps lately as well. I know House of Rags have a lot from Lubber Cosmetica. We've got that whole range. You can do it with us, or you can use a specific pre-treat product, but we just want to go pH neutral today.
pH neutral.
Car's not like super dirty to the fact that we need BDE and then one of those specific products. BDE should do a lot of the heavy hitting on the lower panels where we do have the bug build up, and then the
and I've diluted this. It says 1 to 3 ounces in the foam cannon. I put 2 ounces in the foam cannon down there, and I've just done the 1 capful thereabouts in the bucket there. So should we crack on?
BDE straight up. So the areas that we're going to pre-treat with BDE is these kind of lower rocket areas, and you can see on the Range Rover here, we have like caked on dirt, we've got mud, we have bugs, like there. I don't know, we hit a chicken or something. There's, oh no, goodness, that's like a big piece of dirt. So we're just going to pre-treat these. Just the lower areas, just to make it a lot easier to loosen up that dirt. This product, I really like it.
That spray is probably a bit junky, but we just sort of pick one out of the box to use it with.
Yeah, the sprayer, a little bit to be desired, but I mean, you can replace the sprayer, can't you, on these? I mean, the other area I'd hit, so we've done the lower rocket area there. The Range Rover here also kicks up quite a bit in this back panel, so we're just going to spray this down. You can see, like right here, we've got a lot of dirt that needs to be broken down, and I don't know, grass, something's been kicked up there. You probably don't need to go any higher than that. Another area you can use this on is on the front bumper of the car. We will treat a bit of that as well.
So having that foam over the top of the pre-treat that Glenn put down just allows a little bit more dwell time. It allows us to allow that product to eat away at that. And if this starts to dry, that's at the point at which you want to be rinsing that off. You definitely don't want any of these products to dry. We're in the shade, it's not too cold, it's not too hot, it's winter.
It's 12 degrees Celsius.
So we're in the perfect kind of conditions. Yeah. We're using DI water as well, and so we can let that dwell. The longer we can let that dwell and eat away, the better you are at removing that dirt and grime to start with.
You know, one of my favourite things about this this soap, the pH neutral by Detail Co, is the smell. This is so subtle.
Eddie did tell us a smell at SEMA.
Yeah, it was like the burnt marshmallow type thing. It is such a nice smelling soap. Not overpowering, but you just get like a...
It's like burnt almond or toasted almond and something else.
It was marshmallow something. It's just nice. Like, Smells really good. And yeah, the conditions we're in today, we can let this dwell for a long time. The longer, the better. That sun, I mean, it's hitting me pretty hard in the face, but we've got a lot of shade on the driveway here, which is really nice. It's been a bit of a struggle this morning, hasn't it? We came out here at probably 9 o'clock to start filming for the day and working on the vehicles.
It was freezing. We were just standing here talking, and then I was standing over there, and then we swapped positions. I don't know why we swapped positions, but it was just too cold.
We just swapped out. Funny thing is, we were talking about like filming attire, weren't we? And we were out here both wearing shorts in the freezing cold. And you're like, what? You know, we're trying to figure out, like, should we have? We've obviously got the Omni Garage hoodies and t-shirts. We're like, should we have some shorts to go for? We probably need some pants.
We need some like trackies.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Nike Tech Fleece.
So like Omni Garage trackies.
Nike Tech Fleece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we got to go Tech Fleece?
Because it's nice, it's warm.
You were trying the Lululemons the other day.
Yeah, Lulu shorts.
You got to have the stretch, you know, when you're bending down, you got to have the stretch.
Yeah, because you got the stretch in those panners.
Yeah, you got to have the stretch.
These are good. Little bit of stretch, not as much stretch as that, but I don't know. I don't want pants for detailing because they'll get all dirty down the bottom.
No, I don't reckon they do. I often wear pants. I tell you what is real key though. Glenn hates this. You got to have the Gore-Tex shoe.
Oh, I don't hate it. You
just don't like these styles. So these are Gore-Tex.
No. I would have that. That's fine.
The difference between your feet and my feet right now, mine are dry.
Yeah.
I bet yours are wet.
No, I haven't got wet feet yet, but they're cold.
You wait till we...
I would like some Nike Gore-Tex. They do like...
Oh, sorry, brand.
Well, those are probably pricey.
I mean,
Asics
are just as expensive as every other shoe in the world.
Yeah, I would rock a pair of those.
Yeah.
I would rock a pair of those, for sure.
Let it do a little bit longer?
Yeah, a little bit longer on here. That sun's not hitting it, so we can leave this a little while. I'm really struggling with soap at the moment. We have to buy soap, and I just like too many different soaps that are on the market.
This one's a good one.
This is a good soap.
The soap is slick. It is very slick.
Let's let it dwell, like 2 more minutes. Look like a snowman. Both of us covered in so much foam.
So there you go. We used one foam can, 1,000 mils. That got us around the vehicle twice. And this was a really big car. It's probably, I wouldn't say it's the size of a ute, but it's getting up there. So definitely, large foam cannon can definitely be enough soap in the foam cannon for your foam, rinse, foam type application.
It's quite nice to get back outside and get into like full contact bucket washes, because we've been spending a lot of time on our Rinseless project recently. We have tested pretty much every Rinseless we could easily get our hands on here in New Zealand. And that's culminated in some of the videos that we've got coming out on the channel at the moment.
I mean, yeah, the key word there that you just said that we could get our hands on.
Yeah, I mean, we've missed some, and you couldn't test every single one in a single video.
So there are definitely a few people that are a bit upset that we didn't try Absolute on that, but...
we'll get our hands on that at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just stuff that we can get our hands on. We live over the other side of the world, and so it's difficult for us. The other thing is that, you know, it can be quite expensive when you're doing such big testing like that as well.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, isn't it? We end up buying a lot of these products, and yeah, although the Rinseless might be $14.99 or $12.99 or whatever it may be, the price that we have to pay to then ship that to New Zealand equates to a $100 bottle of Rinseless wash. So we have to kind of cool it and cap it somewhere. But that's been quite fun. So it's quite nice to get out, because I feel like this year, we're 6 months in, and I've probably only done half a dozen contact washes, like outside of doing anything for, you know, customers. My own cars have just been Rinseless washed in the garage, in the evening, late at night. That's how we've been managing them.
And that's because you've decided that you're going to do Rinseless washing after you initially were a bit skeptical and you hated it.
I mean, you told me about it for ages, and I kind of, oh, yeah. Rinseless, like, you got to get the pressure washer out.
Which one's which?
It's convenient. This is the rinse and then wash.
But yeah, I think a rinseless wash, especially in the winter months, is a really good way to be able to maintain your vehicles. You know, you're often trying to find a nice hot sunny day. You're often trying to find, you know, the perfect conditions to do it. You know, do I have enough shade? La-di-da-di-da. And oh, it's too cold today, or it's too hot, and so a rinseless wash means you can be in the garage. You can just do it at your own pace. You can wash a panel, go out for the day, come back, wash another panel, you know?
Yeah, you're not waiting for optimal conditions at all.
You can have the music on, you can watch TV, you can do whatever you like, whereas you know, with the typical bucket wash method, you know, you've got to have those sort of semi-helpful conditions to be able to do this.
So travel-wise as well, so I'm away at the end of this week. I'm off to China for a couple of weeks, so Glenn's going to hold down the House of Rags for us, or the content that we're producing there. Our Omni Garage content, we've got that scheduled out for a few weeks, which is great, so look out for some of the Rinseless videos we talked about there. And then I think we're like a matter of weeks away from our booking our SEMA trip, aren't we? Which I'm really excited about, because it's not just going to be SEMA this year.
No, we're going to try and do some other things.
We want to collaborate. We want to go somewhere, collaborate with some YouTubers, make some content. If you guys have any suggestions on who you'd like to see us collaborate with, let us know down below. We don't really have any limitations as to where in the US we can go. Like, I think we're going to fly into LA, maybe fly into Vegas, depending on you know, what flights we can get.
Well, I guess whoever we decide to collaborate with will dictate where we can fly into and make that easy.
Correct, but we're pretty open. Like, we'll go East Coast, West Coast. I don't know if we want to go all the way to Florida, but wouldn't say no. We can. So we're probably we'll almost do 2 weeks in the US this year, which would be quite fun.
That'll be quite nice, because last time we basically turned up a day late.
Yeah.
Super rushed, overestimated how much time we needed, and felt quite stressed about the whole thing. So now we're going, you know, second time round, we're a bit more prepared.
Do you feel SEMA will be quicker this year? Like, do you reckon we'll be able to get around the hall quicker?
I think we know the layout now. We know where everything is. We're not having to bloody look at maps and stuff.
I think we'll spend more time talking. So I think we're going to move around the hall quick, but we'll end up at booths having better conversations, yarns. Gosh, these door jambs on the Range Rover are so tight. They let nothing through. This is pretty clean, and this was a pretty dirty car to start with. Always one of my favorite things to do when we go to different countries is go and look at the local, not the local department store, but like in the US. Took Glenn last year for his first experience at Target and Walmart, and I mean, if you live in the US, that might seem super boring, but just the scale of those shops, we don't get anything like that here in New Zealand. So what I'd like to do this year is, I don't know what the auto stores are in the US, but I'd quite like to go to, is it AutoZone or something? I'd quite like to go to one of those stores and just go and have a look compared to like our Super Cheap Auto or our Repco here in New Zealand. If you know of like a good store that we could go to, it could be in LA, could be in Vegas, who knows wherever else we go, but let us know, like, what's the local auto store that we should go to? We're ready to dry the car now. We've used the leaf blower. So we're ready to dry the car now. We've done pretty much all the superficial, the bulk drying using the leaf blower. A little bit difficult when you're working with a car that's not coated. But now we've got the Clean by Pan Spray Ceramic Sealant. We're going to apply this to the car. And I mean, this is a great smelling product. The longevity out of this is fantastic as well. So probably, I mean, I think this car's parked outside most of the time. Probably going to get a couple of months out of this based on our experience with it.
So this is also available at thehouseofrags.com. You can use the code OmniGarage. That'll save you 10% at checkout. We get a little kickback off that on that as well. And also the House of Rags supplied us with the Clean by Pan ceramic spray sealant. So
they did. This hopefully will add a bit of gloss, but
I won't put that much on. I think you want a little.
No, I've gone a little heavy there. I'm going to spread that out. This will add protection. Is the most important thing here, and this should make future washing much easier.
So I think you want to apply this basically straight up on the first application, but this is something that you don't want to be applying week after week after week after week, because it sort of rejects itself. It can be a bit streaky. There's a couple of wet applications that you can do. And but this car's got nothing on it, so this will be perfect to go heavy on it, get some protection on there, and yeah, it's really nice. It's so slick, eh?
It is super slick. I went too heavy on the hood here, so don't do what I did just then. But
A couple of sprays per panel is what you want to do.
So slick.
It adds just a nice little warming to the paint, and it's going to give a bunch of protection, which I think is great.
What's our next product deep dive? What are you excited to do next? We've done the Rinseless.
I think basically coming into the winter months, I think we're going to have to go down to the yard, to the car yard.
Yep.
And I think we're going to buy a hood.
Oh yes, we have talked about that.
A hood of the vehicle, and then we can do some polishing, you know, do some correction and see what kind of polish combos work really well, you know, when we want to do a heavy correction, what looks like, you know, a nice light correction, and work out that, because at the moment we've got a cabinet full of stuff.
It is full, like jam-packed of different,
and we just need to work out the combos.
And you've got the perfect new tool that you got yesterday as well for that, don't you?
Oh yeah, I got the new scan grip headlamp. So I think if you're going to start to do paint correction and stuff like real properly, I think you need really good lights.
Lighting is super important.
I think if you've got good lights, then you can really dial in, and I think it actually saves you time in the long run, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got the scan grip headlight. I'm really excited to try that out.
So it's got like, I think 5 different color temps, so you can change the color temp based on what sort of paint you're working on, and also it's also got like you can increase the brightness and lower the brightness, and that will determine, you know, the conditions that you're working on as well. So that will hopefully help us find a lot of scratches, and we'll also be able to see how well we're correcting them out. We have used those sort of pen lights before.
Yeah, they're handy, but you really have to get the right angle, and I mean, that's good to inspect the paint pre-paint correction to go, what are we looking at here, what are we dealing with, but to actually use it as you're going, it's not particularly convenient.
And so I also think that we do need to go and get the big scan grip lights, I think, going forward, you know, because we've just got the sort of the usual lighting in a typical garage and not really anything specific for paint correction. So I think that's something that we definitely need to spend some money and time on.
Scan grip were showcasing that new light wire at SEMA last year as well. Do you know that one?
The one that goes on the polish thing?
Yeah. Did that ever come out?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, I've seen it out.
Something that we need to try?
I don't know. You'd have to try it and see if you like it or not. I've done that.
Have you? There's a little
a little bird poo on there.
Little marky.
I think it would be something you'd have to try out and see if you like having that light right over the top of the polisher. I mean, the concept sounds quite good.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of like I'd like to get a couple of those big lights on boom poles.
And just have
park them up in the right area, and we just like correct like this side of the car, like a set and forget. And then move around the other side, set and forget.
Yeah.
And then I think the headlamp would be quite good just to do your little spot inspections and maybe have a little bit of focus light on the panel.
Yep. Do I need to do this door?
Don't need to do that door. The other reason why I've got that is so that because when I'm often cleaning my own interiors in the garage, I often do it at night time. And so you can't really see in the inside of the cabin, and it'll be good for filming as well, that I can have the headlamp out and I can actually put some light into the cabin. So yeah, a couple of nice use features there.
Okay, so basically the winter plan might be to narrow down our compounds and polishes to, what are we thinking, like 3, maybe 4?
I think you want like a real aggressive one.
Yeah, the heavy hitter.
Obviously doing this and having like 3 is going to be quite difficult because it's always paint specific, right? You're not quite sure what kind of paint you've got, but I want to find something that's really heavy, like a sledgehammer that's really going to cut through. Something that's okay, you know, something that might be good for majority of paint correction, you know, light correction. And then something that finishes and adds a real lot of gloss and enhancement to the paint. So, and then we'll play around with pad combos as well, because we've got a whole bunch of pads.
Yeah,
do we like wool? Do we like, you know, the microfiber? Do we like the typical foamy pad?
What is really important when we get there as well is figuring out a pad, not a pad management system, but
pad combo washing. And a pad washer. Yeah, pad washer would be ideal.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than finishing your detail going, oh, I've got 16 pads now that I've got to go through them, you know.
So what are you thinking, like a black hood?
Yeah, because I think black hood is what is really good to be able to see the scratches, and you can easily see your correction.
Yep.
But maybe we need to get a couple of different panels, because I think different hoods would perform differently depending on the paint that's on there.
Well, that's it, depending on the paint thickness, the paint hardness, what it's come from.
So yeah, that's something that we really need to, because I feel like we've done pretty good job of rinseless washing, getting that all dialed in, getting our soaps dialed in, and everything else we use on our day-to-day maintenance. But I think specifically for our paint correction customers, I feel like, you know, we sort of have a cabinet full of stuff that we don't even use all the time. So it'd be nice to narrow that down and find something that we know that would be able to work sort of time and time again.
It's a lot of stuff to manage as well. I get quite overwhelmed when I open that cabinet and I see 20 different compounds and polishes in there for the stuff that we have, because maybe one day we'll need to use it, and we find that we just rely on the same three products.
Most of that stuff will be going off as well, you know?
Oh, probably. Never bought a gallon of polish, eh? Just a little...
Just a little bottles usually, you know? So there you go, you've just watched us wash this vehicle, and that's a really simple and easy way that you can use these products in conjunction with each other. So we use the Detail Co. BDE is our pre-treat, foamed over the top with soft wash. We then rinsed it down, let that dwell, and then we then foamed over the top. That's what we also use in the bucket wash.
And then, clean by pan, the ceramic spray sealant, super, super slick. We were just feeling this car, and it is, for an uncoated car, this felt super tacky when it came to us, and it is super slick now.
Had no protection, but now it's got a little bit of protection on there. So these products have done a really good job of cleaning up this dirty car, and I would say that you'd be able to use these products in a weekly type wash fashion if you were to do this at home. Yeah, I mean, the clean by pan ceramic spray sealant, I don't know, in my view, pretty stout.
It's stout, so I probably want to use it a little more sparingly. But remember, you can use this in 3 different fashions as well. You can use it as the quick detailer on a dry surface. I probably wouldn't do that. Drying aid, wet surface, what we did today. Or you can use this as a spray on rinse off as well. So maybe that's another way that you can use this. And I think where that could come in handy is things like maintaining wheels. If you have uncoated wheels, a couple of spritzes of this, rinse it off when you finish up. Makes it much, much easier to maintain your wheels moving forward.
So thank you to the House of Rags for sending us these products. You can use the code Omni Garage. That'll save you 10% off at checkout. We get a little bit of a kickback if you want to use that code.
Yep. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the chat today. A little bit all over the place, but we're just talking what's on our mind. So I think what's coming soon, a few more big products, yes. We're probably going to the scrapyard, get ourselves a hood.
Yep.
Work through those compounds and polishes.
And we're going to be off for SEMA.
We'll be off for SEMA, yeah, and you're going to hold down the House of Rags for the next couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
So, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you later.
Thanks for watching.